Hello and welcome to episode 36 of the Made by Mumino podcast. My name is Catherine and this is my little corner of the internet to talk about all the fibre related crafts that I've been up to recently. Any test knits, knitting, weaving, spinning, all sorts of things really. But yeah, this is where I ramble about it, usually for about 45 minutes. Every 2 weeks. So a huge welcome to you if you're new here, and a massive welcome back if you've decided that you want to come and listen to my rambling again. So as usual, I've put chapters in, so if you're not interested in any of the sections, you can skip through. Also, anything that I talk about is linked down below, the patterns, the yarns, that kind of thing. But if I forget something or you have any questions, please do shout and I'd be happy to answer your questions. Okay, so as usual, let's start with what I'm wearing. This is the Cloud Tee from JC at Bluebird Pine Shop, and it's a nice raglan tee. I wear this a lot during the summer because it's very light and airy. So for reference, I have an approximately 120 centimetre bust. That's about 48 inches, I think. And this is knit on a 3.5mm needle, a US 4, and I did the 2XL size. So as you can see, I've got probably a good sort of more than 10 centimetres of positive ease there, which is absolutely perfect. I made this using Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino, which is a really nice blend of cotton and merino together. It's very light, very airy. I wore this, I think last summer, or maybe it was the summer before. It got up to sort of 40 degrees centigrade, which I think is over 100 in Fahrenheit. And I was still absolutely fine wearing this. And I would definitely make another one in this fabric. I really, really, really like this yarn. In fact, there's a local to me yarn shop that sells this Knitting for Olive, so I might pick some up while I think about it. But yeah, who am I kidding? Like I need an excuse to go and buy yarn I can't afford. But yeah, I made this on a 3.5mm needle. It's a very simple construction, but I think that's what makes it so classic. It's got quite a boxy feel with this little raglan and a folded hem and a folded hem down at the bottom as well as a split hem, which is really, really nice detail. And I've actually taken this detail from this pattern specifically and used it in some other garments that I've made as well. I quite like that. It just, I don't know, it just kind of flows nicely when the back is slightly longer, just 1 or 2 centimetres longer than the front. It gives it a really nice sort of relaxed look, and I really like that. I also love the folded hem detail, if I'm honest. I think it's, I prefer it to a rib in a lot of instances. So yeah, that is the Cloud Tee from Bluebird Pine Shop. I've done quite a few test knits for her over the years. JC makes really like classic, elegant patterns that are super wearable. She makes just really simple tank tops and vest tops and t-shirts and things. I really am a big fan of her patterns. So yeah, go and check her out if you haven't heard of her, because she's definitely an underpraised or undersung. I'm not sure the right way to say it, but she definitely deserves a lot more recognition for her patterns because they're really, really nice. So yes, that is my Bluebird Pine top. Oh yeah, also this is in colour slate, so it's just an off black type colour. So yeah, that is that. For those of you who have been here before or who follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I went back to the UK for a week and I've just got back. I'm the eldest, sorry if this isn't interesting, I'm the eldest of 5 siblings and we all live all over the place. Although I'm originally from Wales, although I don't really have a Welsh accent at all, that's probably because I grew up in a military family and we moved around a lot, so I have a sort of generic sort of home counties accent. But I'm originally from South Wales, and that's where my parents now live. And one of my sisters, my little sisters, she lives in San Francisco with her family. And she came back, or she's back in the UK at the moment. So I went for a week with my nephews, and it was fantastic. The 2 littlest ones I haven't seen in several years, so it was lovely to spend time with them. However, that does mean that I don't have a lot to show you this week, but I hope you forgive me. One thing that I did finish though was my scrappy, stripy shorties. How cute are those? So I've brought down my jar of scraps here, so every time I have leftovers from sock yarn using projects, I put my little scraps in my jar. And then during the summer when I need little handbag projects, I make shorties. And I don't really use a pattern per se, it's just a recipe that I've developed over time. And I've talked about this before, so apologies for repeating myself. But I make between a 10-20 round, 5 and 10 round 1x1 rib. I do an extra long heel flap, usually aiming to pick up around 22-23 stitches, something like that. And then I do my heel turn, and then for my foot size, which is a UK 6 or an EU 39 I think, I do 60 rounds. This is all on a 2.25mm needle, and then I do a little round toe, finishing on 28 stitches. So I do a 64 stitch cast on for my foot size. And I just play with the scraps. So this time I've used something from Meadow Yarn, something I think from West Yorkshire Spinners, and something I think from Lang Yarn. I think it was Shawl, that one. And yeah, I just play with the scraps. So that's what I made this time. And I took some more scraps with me to the UK. And I will show you what I've done so far. Oh, in fact, I've finished one of them. I'll pop it on a sock blocker quickly so you can see it. This is a bit more of a feisty colour. So I had some leftovers from a Punk Rock Unicorn skein. Punk Rock Unicorn is a dyer down in the Eifel, here in this kind of area of Germany. And in fact, she's having an open day in her shop this coming Saturday. I might go, but I have a feeling we're having the car serviced, so I don't think we're going to have the car available. Oh, there was a fly buzzing around. Focus. Anyway, this is the leftover yarn, but how fun is that? I believe this colourway was called Firecracker, and this is just her gorgeous, gorgeous sock base. I think it's called something like Soul, I think maybe, something like that. But anyway, Punk Rock Unicorn, if you haven't come across her, she does the most fun colours. They're brilliant, really super saturated. If I'm honest, it's not really something that I wear myself. I'm just not confident enough to wear really, really bright colours most of the time. But my partner loves them. He has, if you've been here for a while, you know this, probably 20 muscle bras in a variety of different colours, and he loves super saturated bright hats. Never going to lose him in a crowd. So yeah, that is that. And I have a feeling that the toe, the contrast, is Lay Family yarn. I think this is leftovers of Lay Family yarn. So it's just a nice. And as you can see, I've got these tiny little nuggets. It's not a lot of yarn at all, but I think for one sock, I think I only need about like 10 grams of the main colour or something ridiculous like that. I really should weigh it so that I'm not really playing yarn chicken. But yeah, I've got more than enough to make a second sock. I've already cast it on, I think. Yeah, got a heel flap going on there. And so yeah, that's my little project that I've got going on at the moment. But these are really fun, and I love these little shorties. They're perfect for in the summer to wear with trainers or whatever. So that's what I've got going on at the moment, and pretty much my only finished knitted object. Okay, so I'll take this opportunity to do a little MAL update. So last summer I ran a thrifty MAL, which was all about using things we've had in stash for ages, repurposing yarn in projects we're not happy with, picking up old WIPs, old UFOs, and it doesn't have to be knitting, it can be any craft that you want. So we've had loads of entries so far. I think it's over 100 already. And you can enter on Instagram, on Ravelry, and you can email me to enter. All of the details are down below. But I wanted to show you my own entry to, I think next door are having some building work doing. That was very loud. Apologies for any interruptions. But anyway, so my entry for the Thrifty Mal is some weaving, and I thought I would show it to you. So this is a beautiful linen cotton pashmina that I've just finished weaving. Well, just finished. I finished it a couple of weeks ago and I took it back to Wales with me as a wrap, and I've been wearing it. I love this. It's so cool. It's so slubby. The what's it called? The yarn that I used is a Lana Grossa linen cotton mix. All of the details are on my Ravelry page, and it's just got this amazing texture to it. I love it. It's almost like Hessian or something, but it's super soft. So I had an early birthday present of an Ashford Rigid Heddle loom, and this is one of the projects that I was looking forward to doing. Making myself a nice linen wrap, and I was going to buy some yarn to do this, and I suddenly remembered I had a load of this that was already knitted up. It started out life as a camisole, didn't work, ripped it back, made a self-drafted raglan tee. Didn't like the fit of it at all, really didn't like it. So it just sat in my drawer for ages, and it occurred to me that it would make a really, really nice neutral wrap. So I ripped it back, washed the yarn, and now I have a beautiful finished wrap. This definitely fits into the category of thrifty because this yarn has been sitting around not being used, or being knitted up but not used, for years. Really years, and it's really, really sad because it's nice yarn, and I just didn't know what to do with it. So this definitely comes under the category of thrifty. So that is my entry. But I thought I'd show you all the prizes because I finalised what it's going to be. So Nancy Wheeler of Knit Sip Happy has really, really kindly donated some of her sock patterns, and the 3 winners of the Mal will be able to choose whichever ones they want. Now don't worry if you're not a sock knitter or even a knitter, we'll sort something else out for you, it's absolutely fine. But thank you, Nancy, for that. Was really generous of you. There'll also be some other little goodies and things as well, but I thought I'd show you the yarn prizes. So this is one of them. This is from a dyer here in Mönchengladbach, and I picked it up at a yarn festival a month or so ago. And it's a fine merino sock, 100 grams, 75% wool, 25% polyamide. And it doesn't say what the colourway is, but it's just a really fun speckled yarn with kind of a lilac-y undertone with these fun little pops of colour. It's really cool. But yeah, this dyer is based in Mönchengladbach, so that really is a very local to me yarn. As is this one here. This was dyed up by my friend Iris. She is the owner of the, excuse me, Die Geschenkewerkstatt, which is my local yarn shop, and I go to her knit night. I haven't been for ages though because I've been away and everything. But yeah, I go to her knit night on a Friday. And this is dyed up on Atelier Zitron Landhaus, and it's really soft and squishy. So that's another prize, another very local to me yarn. This one is not so local, but I was wondering what to do for the third prize. Well, the third of the prizes, not necessarily the third prize, because the winners will be able to choose which yarn they have. But this is a German yarn as well. This is Valk. And it's a really, really soft, squishy yarn. I actually bought it last summer in a yarn shop in Cologne. And I wasn't sure if I was going to offer it as a prize last year, so I thought I'd tuck it away. This is a beautiful Luxe DK. It's 70% alpaca, 20% silk, 10% cashmere, 225 meters per 100 grams, and the colorway is called Twister. And I think this would make the most beautiful squishy beanie. It's really, really gorgeous. I think that something like the, oh, I can't remember what it's called now. I made this half fisherman's rib beanie from Pearl Soho last winter, and I can't remember what the name of the pattern is. I'll put a picture up here. I think this would be perfect for that. I think it'd be really, really perfect. It's just beautiful, really soft and squishy. So these are the 3 Yarny prizes, which is pretty cool. Also, there'll be some other goodies that go in with them as well, and patterns too. So happy days. There's loads of time to enter if you still want to. I think I said it was going to run until the end of September, so I'll draw the winners then. And yeah, so if you haven't already entered, please do so. Any project that costs as little as possible counts. It's really flexible, free and easy. I just want people to feel encouraged to dig into their stash and give some love to some old projects and some old yarn that they haven't thought of in a while. So yeah, that's that. So I've got one more WIP to show you, and this I showed it to you last time. I just made some progress with the yoke. This is my Kuutar Tee from Sari Nordlund. And my rather over-ambitious intention was to finish the yoke before I went back to the UK for that week, and then to just work on the body so it'd be finished. But no, that didn't happen. But you know, I made some good progress. I think I knit about that much of it when I was actually in the UK. I did a lot. So when I go back to Cardiff, I like to fly from Amsterdam. So I take the train from a place called Venlo to Amsterdam, which is a 2-hour train ride, no changes or anything, so it's a fantastic knitting time. And I think I did most of the knitting on this when I was on the way back. So yeah, I finished the yoke, I've split it for sleeves, and I'm working my way down the body. I also did a lot of knitting yesterday. We went to the cinema, and just because it's stuck in it, I think I probably did about 3 or 4 centimetres on the body yesterday in the cinema. But I'm making the 5th size. This is made on, I'm making the body on a 3mm needle. I was just happier with the fabric that I was getting. I think that the original pattern says to do it on a 3.25mm needle, which I think is a US 2.5. But I like this fabric, so I'm sticking with it, even though I'm going to have to knit for a little bit longer. It's a very pretty lace construction, lace yoke construction, sorry. It's really, it'll open up beautifully when that blocks. And I'm making this in, as I showed you last time, Noro Sonata. And so far I've used 2 skeins. This is the 3rd, and it's 35% cotton, 25% viscose, 20% silk and 20% polyamide. And I'm loving the fabric that it's producing. I hope it doesn't stretch. I've knitted with silk before with mixed results. One sweater in particular that I made just grew like nobody's business. So somebody commented on the last episode that they'd also knit with this and with really good results. So I'm hopeful that it's all going to work out. But yeah, really enjoying this, loving this colour. It's this amazing chartreuse sort of yellowy green. It's beautiful. I do tend to gravitate towards those colours. But yes, not really a lot else I can say about this at this stage. Hopefully I'll get a bit further through by the next time you see it, maybe even finish it, because it would be nice to be able to wear this. But I love the lace work. I did use a couple of lifelines as I was going through. Of course, I separate all of the pattern repeats with stitch markers. But I've had a couple of in the past. I'm really paranoid about having to rip back lace, because it's really difficult, I find anyway, for myself to rip it back cleanly if I've made a mistake a couple of rows previously. So I do like to put in a lifeline. So I think the chart for this was about 70 rows long. So I think I put in a lifeline maybe every 20 rows, something like that. I didn't need them, but it's just to, you know, give me a bit of peace of mind. Yeah, the only thing about putting in lifelines in lace work that I find, and if you've got any tips for this, please do comment down below, is when you use your the hole in your needle to do your lifeline. It also pulls it through all of the stitch markers if you use the O's. And I don't like using bold markers as stitch markers because I find that they move around too much. It's just, I just don't like it. So I therefore thread the lifeline through with a needle separately. I kind of use that as an opportunity as well to just take a little break and just look and check for any mistakes, that kind of thing. But if you pull the lifeline through using that hole, it goes through all of the O-rings as well that I've used to separate out my pattern repeats. So I can't really see a way around that unless you took the... No, that wouldn't work either. I don't know. If you have any tips, please do comment down below because I'm sure that other people have the same issue. It might just be the case that I'm just being a bit of a numpty and that there's a really simple solution. So please do let me know if you have any ideas. So yes, that is my Kuutar Tee from Sari Nordlund. This has been in my queue for ages. I had this as a gifted pattern from her after I did a test knit a few years ago for her. And I've wanted to do it for ages, so I'm really glad that this is finally on my needles. Okay, so that's, I think, yeah, everything to show you knitting wise today. But I do have some knitting plans. So I promised myself that because there's a lot going on for my, my personal life and things right now, that I wasn't going to do any test knits. But then the other day, or yesterday I think it was, I saw a new to me designer called Simone Bechtold, and she is the Midnight Architect on Instagram. And I saw this really, really pretty shawl. I'll put some pictures up here. She might be calling it the Bramble shawl. And I saw it and I thought, oh, that's nice. A little bit of lace work. Fancy doing a little shawl. That looks pretty. I'll put it, a little reminder for when that comes out. And then I saw that this beautiful shawl only requires one skein of lace weight yarn. And those of you who have been here for a while will know that I had one skein of this left over from a test knit I did for Eleanor Mortensen a few weeks ago. And this is a single skein of lace weight yarn. This is the Swan from the WIP Yarn Company, and it's the Castor lace base. And it's 50% Falkland Merino, 25% Gotland and 25% Corriedale. And it's 650 metres per 100 grams. And this is all I need. And I have this beautiful skein that I really want to use. And I wasn't sure how I was going to use it in the best possible way to show off its absolutely incredible colours. And then I saw that pattern, I thought that's perfect. So I messaged the designer yesterday and she got back to me last night and said, yep, you can join the test knit, because I think it started 4 days ago, something like that. So yeah, I'll be making that with this and I'm really excited to cast it on. These colours make me very, very happy. There's a whole story behind this yarn. If you're interested in it, go and check back in my Instagram on one of the posts that I made about this yarn, because I give all the full details there about the origin for this. And yeah, it's really cool. It's a really special yarn, and Ross from the WIP Yarn Company is he's one of my favourite yarn dyers, and he just makes these incredible bases. Sorry, he commissions these incredible bases that are mostly non-superwash, just really interesting textures. But then he dyes them up in these beautiful saturated colours, and I just it's kind of a match made in heaven, to be honest. And this, in the colour work that I did for that Eleanor Mortensen sweater, was just, it was beautiful, really beautiful. Just want the weather to be a bit cooler so that I can wear it. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's quite warm at the moment. I don't know if it is in your part of the world as well. It's cooled down a bit over the last few days, but it's been it's been warm. So not much colour work jumper action at the moment. So that's one of my plans, is the test knit. So watch this space. I should have cast on and made some good progress by the next episode. So that's that. The other thing that I have planned is a weaving project. Now, I picked this up at a yarn festival, I think it was in Breda in the Netherlands, a few months ago. And another really, really lovely dyer from Bad Katu yarn. And I picked this up for a friend of mine because I want to make her a birthday gift with it. And this is 70% BFL, 20% silk and 10% cashmere. It feels so luxuriously soft. My friend loves all things purple, and I'm pondering some ideas for some projects for this. I think I know what to do with this, but I think this is going to be happening today, and I think I might do a bit of a loom. I think technically you dress the loom, but it just sounds a bit fancy when you don't really know what you're doing. You're just making it up as you go along and making mistakes as you go along. I don't think I can quite say that I'm going to dress my loom yet. I'll warp up my loom. I'm definitely going to be using this. I think I'm going to hit my scrap jar as well. Yeah, I have some ideas for this, so watch this space. But my friend, I know that occasionally she watches this. If I say look away Steffi, you need to look away Steffi, okay? So yes, that is another project I've got on the go. Other than that, I'm spending a lot of time doing my Tour de Fleece entry right now. So I've never done Tour de Fleece before. I'm a newbie spinner. I had a spinning wheel for my birthday, when was it, last December. I think I know when my birthday is. But I was really lucky because a friend of mine, Iris, that I mentioned before, that owns my local yarn shop, she lent me an Ashford kiwi for, I think it was about 6 months, just to learn to spin on. And another friend of mine, Svenja, she showed me how to spin. And I loved it. I fell in love with spinning immediately. It's tough, it's really difficult, but I'm kind of getting in the rhythm now. So I thought I'm going to treat myself, buy a sweater quantity of fleece, fibre, sorry, from Hula of Woolen Twine. Hula makes beautiful ethical fibres and yarns, all hand dyed, all using natural dyes. She does really, really beautiful products, and she's just started doing fibre as well. And she's running a Tour de Fleece group team. We're competing against her partner Christophe, who's cycling. Not in the Tour de France, just you know, personally. So last week Christophe won the first stage. So I need to get on it. But in fairness, I was in another country without my wheel, so you know, I did my part. And I'm spinning up this beautiful pebble. I think I must have shown this to you in the last episode actually. Anyway, I'll try that again. There's somebody doing some building work or something next door and it's very loud. So yes, this is the undyed fibre pebble, which is 100% Jacobs, and it's spinning up beautifully. It's got a nice long staple length. I mean, not the longest, but it's really nice to draft as a newbie spinner. So I have done 100 grams. Let's get rid of that fluffy bit. There's 100 grams. Well, that's 50 grams. And that's 50 grams. And this will be plied. I'll probably ply it maybe tomorrow because I want it to rest a little bit before I do it. But I'm really happy with the consistency of the spin. This is really fun to spin. So this was my only contribution to last week's totals in Tour de Fleece, 53 grams. But I managed to do this one yesterday as well. I tell you what though, sitting and spinning for a few hours, you really feel it. I mean, I'm feeling like I've done a bit of a workout, feeling it in my back a little bit and in my ankles as well. From sort of sitting for several hours to spin. I think it took me about 2 hours to spin this up. It took me a lot longer to do this because I was filming at the same time. I wanted to make some film for after the episode today, and also I wanted to make a little Instagram reel. It takes a lot longer when you've got to stop to do the filming. So yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that too often. It sort of breaks the flow and the sort of meditative quality of spinning. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm thinking I've got 400 grams. That's definitely a sweater quantity for something. I think I'm going to end up with probably a worsted weight by the look of it once this is plied. I'm thinking maybe a love note, something like that. Might be fun, but oh, so much fun. really enjoying it. I think that going forward when it's really hot, God, that was a really corporate thing to say, going forward, we'll get our ducks in a row. I think that weaving and spinning are definitely going to be summer hobbies for me, because knitting is not always, sometimes it's just a little bit sticky. To be honest, it's a bit sticky to weave, to spin sometimes as well, but definitely weaving is a summer activity for me. So that is that, and I've just checked my notes, but I don't think I've got anything else to talk about. No, so the footage you saw right at the beginning of the podcast episode today was my parents' house in the Brecon Beacons in Wales, the Bannog Brychaniog in Wales, and they've got all these house martin nests under the eaves. It's so cool. It was just lovely to sit out in the field at the back and just watch them swooping back and forth, busy, 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 and all these little heads poking out of all of the nests. They'll probably be ready to fledge soon. Yeah, it was just really nice. But that was pretty much the only footage that I took when I was away. It was all family time, all busy, 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 going to the beach. My feet got quite sunburned. Swimming in the sea off the coast of West Wales and going for walks. And it was just a really lovely week. We had such a fun time, and it was so nice to spend time with my sister as well. And yeah, it was really special family time. So not a lot of other footage, but I did film myself, as I said, doing some spinning, which is quite sort of relaxing and calming, I think, to watch somebody else working. So if you want to stick around and watch that at the end, there's a few minutes of me spinning for you to enjoy as well. So that is it for today. I'm going to go and have some breakfast because I'm really hungry, and yeah, I will see you very soon. Happy crafting, and take care. Bye.